Welcome back to the Reason Solutions. I'm your host, Mark Reason. There is something that happens when a young person, especially a young black lady, walks across an HBCU stage and receives that degree. Something that goes beyond the diploma. It's the weight of history, the pride of the culture, and the proof of what's possible, all landing in one moment. My next guest just lived that moment, but her story didn't start at graduation. It started years before in middle school. Harambe, on a basketball court as my point guard at a summer camp when she was a camper, then a counselor. So she has many layers to getting to that degree. I watch every step of that journey up close because Mecca Sephes was my student, my point guard, a camper, and eventually one of my most trusted counselors and a camp supervisor. She is like a daughter to me. She sits across from me as a Cheyney University grad, me too, alumni, the oldest HBCU in the country. Ready to tell her story in her own words. I understand LU people talking about they the first accredited. I got that, but we the first. Can't have accreditation without somebody coming first. So LU, I appreciate y'all. And there ain't no hate. It's got to be HBC on HBCU love. This one is personal, and it's personal exactly what this platform is built for. So let's get it. The person we're going to be speaking to today is Mecca Sephes. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in Social Relations with a concentration in Sociology and a minor in Communications from Cheyney University of Pennsylvania, class of 2026. She is a graduate of Bodine High School right here in Philadelphia. She is a certified equipment finance professional through the CLFP Foundation. She serves as an elected poll worker, a board member at Christie Recreation Center on 56th Street in West Philadelphia, elected November 3rd, 2025. She has built her resume across multiple industries: customer service, hospitality, security. Yeah, she was a security guard. Event management, civic leadership, and youth education, all while earning her degree and giving her summers to the young people at Sharon Knights Athletics. She is a former student and one of my best memories, and one memory I'll tell about her before I definitely introduce her. There was one time in the classroom, the students was tripping. I said, Mac, go in there and talk to those people. Mac, I don't know, I was short. How tall are you now, Mac?
5 foot. It's probably the same size I was.
I gave you 5'2".
Depend on my shoe. It depends on my shoe.
Okay. Well, Mac and her, she had her 5'2" shoes on. She went in that classroom, talked to those kids. She came back out. She said, everything cool, Baba Mark, and everything was cool. Because that's how Money Mac rolls. So I'm excited about this interview, and I think you're going to learn a lot. And, don't just listen to this interview one time. Circle back and listen to it and hear her story. So with that being said, she's going to tell her story, and I want you to tell your story in this fashion. Tell us about your journey from, a young person to middle school to high school, and what took you to Cheyney.
Gotcha.
In your own words.
So basically, from my earliest memories, I went to Harambe. That's on 66 and Media, which was ironically right across the street from my school. So I come there, I'm already kind of popular because I got an older brother. So of course, like, some of the older kids already know me. Some of the teachers already know me because we got our last name is in common. We gonna say that. So from there, I get into STEM. I did STEM from about 2nd grade to about like 5th grade-ish.
Baba Tariq.
Yeah, with Baba Tariq. We was the Stenasium Learning Academy. Yeah, I did that. I ended up on the news because of that. Because me and some other students with the help of Baba Tariq, we did sea perch, and we made a robot. We made an undersea robot that basically was like designed to help people. Yeah, it was designed to help people in natural disasters or whatever. So got on the news from that, but then it was just like, after all that hype, I just lost the love for science and all that. So I switched to basketball. Get into basketball.
Hooper.
Get into basketball with you, Coach Mark, because, my cousin played for you. My brother always used to go travel. Like, every time my brother used to get to leave, he was leaving to go with you. So I'm like, I need to get me on a basketball team so I get to travel or something. I remember I was in 5th grade, and at Harambe, it's middle school basketball. You gave me that exception. I got to come on the team. I was like the only 5th grader on the team. Yeah, I got into basketball. I did that for middle school. Then you left. So then once you left, we had got new coaches, and the coaches just made it unfun. They made it about competing, and basketball was never about competing to me. It was just always about me shooting the ball, honestly. That's what I like to do, shoot the ball.
Getting
and see it
buckets.
go in. That's it. But yeah, so from then, you know, I graduated from Harambe. That's also another thing. I never really switched schools. Like, I went to the same preschool. I did preschool for a year, went to Harambe, stayed there the whole entire time. Finally got the switch of school when I went to high school. The switch from high school to, well, from middle school to high school, well, middle school and elementary, because it was all one school, to high school, is that Harambe was a charter school, Bodine was a public school. Even though it was special admissions, it was still public school. So, like, I could really, especially as I was maturing, I could really see the difference in it. High school was just high school. Like, we ended up having COVID in the middle. So, like, my highlights of high school was really working at the camp, low key, you know, getting to be the older. Like, that was also a crazy switch, because I remember I came in there, you always used to say that. And I used to think I was the older kid. I could walk to the Chinese store. I could do everything, just to, even me coming from our last couple years at the church to me coming from when we had Rose to then I'm pulling up in my car. I'm like, hold on, I'm getting a little
Pulling up on the whip, on the whip.
Even seeing like Chase and Brandon and all them grow up, like, it's crazy. I just was looking at Chase videos the other day. Basically, he hooping. I'm like, yo, I remember he was.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I met Chase when he was like 3 years old. Now he in high school, so
Yep.
I'm getting on track.
They
But
graduated. I think they 12th grade
yeah,
next
that's
year.
crazy.
You good?
That's
We good.
crazy.
We good.
But yeah, that was Sharon Knights was low key the highlight of my high school. But you know, in high school, I got to meet some good friends, but it wasn't really like experience. Well, it was an experience. It was a Philadelphia public school experience, and I would say it wasn't really a good experience for me. Like, I liked Harambe
No, I
better.
got you.
But yeah, so from there, high school was pretty.
And let me jump in real quick. Let me jump in real quick because people won't understand. Harambe was one of the first charter schools in the city of Philadelphia, but also it was the African Senate charter school. So the difference with our school and most schools is we really showed love to our students. I mean, everybody was family. We was up in everybody's business not because we were nosy teachers, because we cared. So that's why Harambe is affectionate.
And that's the difference between a lot of people, because even your family could be nosy, but they don't care. They just want to hear about what you got going on. They don't want to help you or things of that sort. But like at Harambe, you right. Like, y'all nosy was a good type of nosy. Like, it was for the benefit of the students. But from high school, basically how I got to Cheyney was after we coming into 12th grade, we finally getting off COVID after these little half a year, 2 years, whatever. And yeah, we going back to school. Everybody's getting back to the flow of things, but like, I never really got back to the flow. It was just like, I was just going to school so they won't call truancy, honestly. It was just like, you know, let me just get here and let me just...
Now, let me ask you a question. What years COVID was a year and a half. What years were your COVID years?
It started in March 2020. That was like a week before I started.
So what year were you?
I was a sophomore.
What year were you?
Yeah, I was a sophomore. It was like...
So you got a chance to walk then, right?
Yeah. Because our senior year, we came back in person. So the end of the sophomore year, it was like we did online, but it wasn't really mandatory. And then all the 11th grade, we did it online. And then coming into 12th grade, we went back to school. And we just had to wear like masks and stuff.
That's what's up, yeah. Yeah, that's what's up.
But yeah, we get back or whatever.
So
I'm just like flowing. I'm just going to school, living life. But because I was at a special admissions program, it was mandatory that we did the college essay. We applied to colleges, things of that sort. Like, those were homework assignments we had to do. Like, they were grades.
Okay.
So I applied to colleges, but I wasn't really looking into it until I went to my friend Anthony send-off up over Brook. Go to his send-off, I see Bobby Santana. So he basically like, yeah, because we was all in like his after-school program together. He like, yeah, I was looking for all my kids. I've been trying to figure out like what y'all about to do, because I know y'all about to graduate. So I told him that like I was going to work at Giant. I was going to work until I was going to turn 18 at the end of the year, so I was going to work until I could go get an actual job. He was like, no, you got to go to college. Like, you too smart for that, you know, just go, give it a try. I'll pay for it.
That's what I'm talking about, my man. That's Harambe teachers.
For real, Harambe teachers for you. So he told me, like, figure out the deposit. He going to pay for it. So I'm trying to figure out all the schools I want to go to. And Like, I did want to be like my brother, like I always want to do, and go to Shippensburg. But I'm just like, Shippensburg too far. Like, everything was just too far for me. And it was just like, I didn't have a car. So I'm like, then another thing was, I wanted to go to an HBCU. Like, that was just my whole thing. That was just also a thing in the back of my head. Like, I knew that to get through college, I had to go to an HBCU. So I didn't hear about Cheyney until like, literally a couple weeks until I decided I was going to go back. I was going to go to college. Heard about they May weekend or whatever. And I looked into it and I was already accepted and they said it was $250. So I told them we paid the $250 and yeah, I ended up there.
So let's transition. I'll take a step back real quick. So you worked at Giant Food Markets, Allied University, SP and parking, all while going to school supervising at a summer camp every year and eventually getting elected as a poll worker and board member on 56th Street. Most people would have stopped somewhere along the road. What kept you moving forward when it would have been easier just to slow down and chill?
It's two things. One, I like money. Like, it's just like,
there it is.
When you have money, you in control of the traffic. So it's like, when you got money, you get to control all the good things you do in life. You get to control what makes you happy. Like, not saying it like that, but like, for example, with money, if I'm bored, I can go out to eat. No job, you can't go out to eat. You gotta focus on your priorities and how you gonna get by. So I never cared about having two jobs. I prefer having two jobs.
Man, you was rolling. You would leave the camp, go to the gig. I gotta go to work. I'm like, God, she got more jobs. You chose Cheyney University, the oldest HBCU in America, a Bachelor of Arts in Social Relations with a concentration in Sociology and a minor in Communications. That is a specific academic path. What drew you to that field of study, and how does what you learn in the classroom connect to what work you want to do?
Okay, so one, Cheyney has a handful of majors. So it's like science, a lot of science, a lot of teaching, business, like, your typical things. And it's just like, everyone pushed for me to like go and do science because, that's what I'm like, that's what I was known for, like the STEM and stuff. But like over the time I had grown like a different passion. Like my passion wasn't science or anything, but at the same time, I didn't know what my passion was. So I think it was like a year or two. No, it was in 2019. I went to my friend mom's college graduation, and that's what she was graduating for. My friend mom, she was graduating for social work, and like that was like my first time going to a college graduation. So like that also always stuck with me. And then once again, I had a different friend who her mom had also graduated, and like her mom was like living nice in the Northeast with a nice car. But back to the first graduation I had went to, my friend mom who took us to her graduation, she also was able to help one of my friends who was in like foster care. And it was a situation where she almost like couldn't come to our 8th grade graduation and like would be a part of the graduation and stuff because of her situation. And my friend mom was able to like, cause she was a foster care worker, she was able to, get her under her care and get her to be able to be a part of the 8th grade graduation and stuff. And from that, I realized like how powerful a social worker was. So when I got to college, I'm like, okay, I want to do something that's like helpful to people. Like I'm able to help people, because even though I don't have to learn that. That's just in me, and that's just been who I am. Like I'm just helpful to people, and like I always want to make people feel comfortable.
And you're an organizer, and you're an organizer. You know how they like get people to feel good about what they're doing. Yeah, like to get like, hey, come on, let's just do this, and you do it with a smile. You don't do it mean. So when you do it with a smile, people be like, all right,
that's the thing. That's the thing. I be feeling like spaces like that need more people like me, because like people don't like to think somebody like is trying to tell them what to do or take over. When you know how to put words in a friendly type of manner, you can get anybody to do anything or listen to you.
And then it don't feel like you're just doing it for a bag. You're doing it because you care now. Of course, you want to get paid for what your service is, but it's natural. Yeah. Sometimes things don't come natural for people. They got to work at being nice. You don't have to work at being or influencing people. You don't have to work at being an influencer. That's why you need a podcast.
I'm trying to get myself one. I've been thinking about it.
What do you believe you bring to an organization that cannot be taught in a classroom or listed on a resume?
That's funny, because then we veggie back in. Like I just said, I feel like that I can't even say what it is. I don't know if it's my aura or like how, but I just have this way of making people feel comfortable. Like, it's been so many countless times where strangers will walk up to me and now they just vent to me about their life, and like, you know, like they asking me for advice, they ask me what I would do. My friends, they always come to me for advice because they just like, you know, what should I do? And it's like, I feel like I'm a great leader, I'm a great guider, and like you said, I'm a great organizer. And I always say that like in the back of my head, one day I know I'm like gonna run something, or I'm gonna be a part of a team, and I'm gonna be like the head of the team that runs something, because like I just love to be the reason why things go so smoothly. Like, I just said this in an interview. Like,
Okay.
that's one of my favorite things. And I feel like, back to the question, a lot of people probably don't prioritize that. A lot of people want a job and they just want the money. But like, if the environment is good enough and I'm respected and I'm, you know, I like the job, my goal is going to be getting the job done. Like, I like to be the reason why, you know, like my boss or my supervisor was like, yo, today was easy because of you. Or like, you know, thanks for the extra help, sort of nature.
So what is the next chapter for Mecca Sephes? What does that look like?
So I literally just got off an interview for my grad assistant position at Westchester. I've been accepted into their master's program for student higher education and student affairs.
Congratulations. Now, what is I know what student affairs does. Well, what does higher education? What is that?
Like, more so, they focus on college kids, like how to interact within, you know, the college environment, event programming, how to keep the students engaged and things of that sort. So it's a 2-year program. Hopefully what's 2 years? Probably like spring 28 maybe. So hopefully I'll be done by then. You know, I could find a job out in Philly. I was working as a substitute teacher for because, you know, I graduated like May 9th. So I'm gonna say like for the last 2-3 weeks of school, I did substitute teaching.
I want to thank you very much. This has been more a pleasure for me. It really has been. It's always awesome when you see someone as a young person coming into a building and grow into a wonderful young lady, which you already knew that this was what you was going to do. Whatever way you went, you was going to have an impact. So for my people that's listening, this was a real conversation with a real person, and a person that you want in your organization, in your community. You want her on your team because, like she said, she like pulling things together. She feel proud about the work she does. And not only is she talking from what she likes to do, she has the degrees to back it up.
So you can connect with me on LinkedIn at Mecca Sephes, Meccaphes. It's a picture of me just like this with braids, standing, smiling with a blazer on. And my email is mcephes82@wolf.cheyney.edu. I can spell it out. MSEPHES8@wolf.ceyney.edu.
That was another wonderful conversation with another talented person. You know, we're trying to make sure that our graduates are employed so they can have a positive impact on their community moving forward. Like I always like to say, thank you very much for this time. Deuces.